I love wrestling.
Check us out.
And you love wrestling.
We love wrestling? Watch that shit, bitch.
I'm even rapping.
What's up, guys? It is the Quadzilla T-Gainz. And if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling.
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 Yeah! I told you.
Welcome to Women in Wrestling. We have Quadzilla. When you say Quadzilla, what does that mean? That means her quads are like Godzilla, like she's big, she's strong, she out here, she doing her thing. We have back one of our family members and We Love Wrestling. T-Gainz, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, T-Gainz. I see you out here walking around with a championship, flaunting it all over social media and everything every time you can do it.
Mm-hmm. 2 belt games.
T-Belt Gainz? How many belts you in gained so far?
Currently holding 2.
See, when she first came here, guys, I told you T-Gainz gonna get them championships. Now she holding 2 belts. What are the 2 titles that you're holding? Let the people know.
They are with Freedom Force Wrestling in Panama and the SWA Championship, which is in Pavo, Georgia.
Florida and Georgia 2 state champ. Okay, I see you. Now, T-Gainz, how has your 2022 been, if you could sum it up?
Oh, gosh. It's been busy, but a good kind of busy. Normally, when you ask people, how you doing? They say, oh, I'm busy. They relate it to kind of a negative side. But for me, it's really been a very good kind of busy. Honestly, throughout sitting down, looking at my calendar, many months in a row, I have been booked every single weekend. And it's just been awesome. I feel like 2022 has been a good, really takeoff year for myself, a time of really exploring and just building myself up for what 2023 has to offer. But it's been really good. I've gotten to venture out, see new places, meet some new people, get some good contacts and such. And it's honestly all around been a lot of fun. Like I said, every weekend I've been hitting the road, and it's been a lot of fun this year.
I think I saw you had a show in Indianapolis, Indiana, some weekend, and I was like, oh man, I think I saw it the day of, and I wanted to make it to the show, but I couldn't. But I was like, how crazy is that T-Gainz is in Indiana doing a show? I think it was in Fortville.
What show was that?
It was Wrestling Theology.
Okay, I had been booked for that show, but I wasn't able to make that one. My heart was really broke. So at least for you wasn't disappointed. There were some complications with that. So at least you didn't make that whole adventure and then be upset Quadzilla wasn't there.
I mean, it was like, it's less than 30 minutes from the house. So I was like, oh man, I'm ready to go check it out. But, some came up. Are they trying to get you back up here? Or get you up here, I should say?
Yeah, I'm looking back into that area, especially this past year. I did get to venture out a good bit of distances, but even in 2023, I'm hoping to widen the scope even more and go even higher than that. So I'm really excited. I definitely want to go out to some more bigger places. I know I went to Alabama for the first time ever this year.
Ever?
Really exciting. Yeah.
Life?
Ever in life.
What's the furthest that you ventured out to?
Oh gosh, my furthest destinations, because Alabama for me is like 6-something hours, and Miami is also. So I've been to Miami there. I was with Revolt Pro Wrestling for that, and I wanted to go back to that area. But coming on a farm, it's so funny. It's like even before wrestling, I've never been far anywhere. So then now that I'm in wrestling, I'm actually going out to these places. But to some people, it's like not that big, like different areas. It's like, oh, that's not like that big of a place to go to. And it's like, for me, coming from farm fields, like it's a whole nother world out here.
What's the farthest you've been so far?
That's probably at like hours time is probably Alabama and Miami.
Guys, get T-Gainz to your city so she can get out the country.
Get me out of the cornfields.
Get her out the cornfields and everything. She got to explore the world. T-Gainz, I got to say this though. Down there in Florida, you powerlifting, you champ, you doing your thing. Y'all go back to the first spotlight. We talked about that. I kind of in my head developed a rivalry between you and another person down there. She does the wrestles, the suplex queen, Tanaily. I seen y'all matches and everything. I was like, yo, two people who got trophies out of high school and everything doing their thing. And I saw her kind of throw you around a little bit. You threw her around too. But how you feel about that? Because I'm like, in my head, I'm pairing y'all off against each other. Like they could battle all up and down the coast with this.
Listen, my neck hurts. That's for sure. I'll say it. I'm still human. I'm not fully suplex proof. So that next morning, my neck was feeling it. But that was really awesome matchup because me and her, we had a match in Georgia. We had it in Panama. And even having that stacked because they're I don't think I wrestled another girl like that had kind of like the same background and stuff as me. So I was excited for that matchup. And I was even doing like different digging and stuff on her and her amateur wrestling background, even from the schooling, which I thought that was awesome because I didn't have that offered at school. It was weightlifting, and so that was my gateway in. So just seeing like both, that's the person whose background combines the most with me here on the wrestling scene. So I was excited for those matchups.
See, that's why I paired y'all off. I was like, this is an interesting fit. I can see him up and down. You said y'all had a match in Georgia also? See, look at that. Already. Rivalry going down into the future. We got it out here. What's the one match that sticks out in your head for you for 2022?
It will probably be my triple threat match at Freedom Force when I did win their belt. It was me, Lexi Gomez, and Emily Locke all together. That's just one that really just like brings up. It's probably one of my top favorite matches, even counting even before 2022. That's probably up there as my top favorite. It was such a great night all around, such athletic ability shown in the matches. And it was a lot of fun having three of us. Because I've done a couple of triple threat matches, and here are some people be kind of hesitant with them on all these moving pieces, these more people that you got to worry about and stuff like that. But I loved it. I loved the dynamic of it. It was fun. That's the night that I became champion with them, and I'm still a champion now. And that was a really fun match for me.
Being champion at Freedom Pro, who are some people that you're looking out for coming for that championship?
I would say there's two women that I would say in the Freedom Force, and one of them is Brava, which me and her had a match which ended in a ref stoppage. I had her in a hold and we were rocking with it, and granted she never tapped, the ref had to stop it, but she was not very pleased by that at all, which I told her whenever she wants to, she can come on back and we'll run this again. And the other girl is Vicky, the captain Dreamboat. Me and her had a really good match together. I did get the win, but it was back and forth the entire time. She has a crazy athleticism, and she's another one that I'm sure will probably be coming back.
I saw that match. I was in like a building, looked kind of like a basement or something. You and Vicky?
Me and Vicky, yeah, it's at the Rutherford High School, so it's like a gymnasium setup.
Okay. Yeah, we talked to Vicky, and I happened to watch that match. I was like, look at T-Gainz out here just tossing you like that. Well, yeah, it was a good match. Okay, got two of them there. That's good. This next question, T-Gainz, because if people don't know, I don't know. I saw T-Gainz in maybe like one of her first matches. I happened to be at a place, and she came in and she got into the ring, and I was like, oh. I went and took a picture where it was like, yo, you got something. Look what you're doing now. But if I had to ask you, breaking stars down there in the Florida area, is there anybody you see as like someone people should pay attention to?
In my area? Well, that's actually really funny because Vicky, she actually lives in Jacksonville. So she's like right at an hour from me. Woman that I know, wrestlers, she's the closest. The rest of them more like Orlando area. She is definitely one to be looking for on the scene. I mean, just looking when you're looking at different women wrestlers and how they engage their athleticism, their character, and who they are. She's one of them she really knows who she is, what she wants to do. She has a strong base for herself. I will also say Emily Locke is one to keep looking after. I believe me and her may have started training around the same time, so we're kind of like the same time into the business, and I see her going around at different places. I've even started working at places where she's at. I know that she's been looking for my championship in Georgia, and me and her have been going back and forth over it. She's also another woman that even like right in the business have a lot of respect for. So I would say Emily Locke and Vicky are two women to really keep an eye on, because every time I see them, they're growing and they're expanding.
Okay. You're putting everybody else over. Let's put you over real quick. If the people don't know, Quadzilla, can you explain that?
The Quadzilla is so funny because it's something like I adopted when I was like 13 years old. Like I said, because I have the weightlifting and powerlifting background, and the first body part that really started reacting to the workouts was my legs. And I started when I was like 13 years old, and my legs just seemed to blow up like balloons. It's just the first thing that you could actually tell a difference in when I started lifting weights. And one of my weightlifting coaches made the nickname of, Quadzilla over here. And that just stuck with me. So as I was getting even the T-Gainz, at first it was just T-Gainz, no Z, was just like my high school nicknames. So when I was stepping into wrestling, thinking about, like, what do I want to put out there for the world to see, I was like, I'm going to start with sticking as close to my roots and just rolling with this. And so many people knew me as T-Gainz already from my success with weightlifting and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to change it up a little bit, make it T-Gainz. And when I was thinking of different moves and stuff I want to do, like what I would want to name a finisher or something, I also thought of Quadzilla. And so I was like, you know what, let me just rock and roll with this. And then it's just taken off. And I was talking with a friend in wrestling about this the other day, he was talking to me about the Quadzilla thing. And even like this whole year of 2022, I just look at it as like a staircase that I've just been grinding and climbing up and up. And 2023, I have a good feeling some doors are going to open. But we're just talking about how just the name of Quadzilla has grown, and different things that I've done for that, like squatting or leg dropping the watermelon. So many people have requested for like a remake and run that back again. I was like, just that, and then just different stuff, their style and moves. I'm always looking of new ways in matches that I put over my legs, that I showcase that and do it with my moves and how I walk my character and everything like that. And it's just walking out, seeing little kids doing squats by ringside, doing their squats and stuff, and just seeing like these little ways that this has just grown. And even when I work out and stuff like that, I always joke and tell my brother and them, they're like, oh, what are you working out today? And I was like, well, legs has to be done every day. If I lose my legs, what? So I was like, every day I got to do legs.
So the watermelon, crushing it with your legs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
People have been asking for a remake. You going to do the remake?
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I actually planned to do it like around October time. I was going to remake it and do it with the pumpkin this time and do like a Halloween thing. But I got so busy in the month, I didn't get to it. But I'm definitely going to do it again. And I have friends that send me videos of these big muscle guys on TikTok sitting down and squeezing with their thighs. And they always send it to me. And they're like, T, put your video out. Do it again.
Do you think you can smash the watermelon with your quad sitting down?
I hadn't done sitting down because the first time I leg dropped it. So I may try to sit and just squash it that way this time for my remake.
T-Gainz, I feel like we can make you some money if we do something with that though. I'm just saying. I feel like you can do a live stream, like a charity giveaway. See how much people like donate money to see if you can crack the watermelon with your quads.
It's funny because how that started was a promo for GCW, and they gave me freedom. They're like, do whatever you want to. And so I ran outside with a watermelon and handed my dad the camera. I was like, hey, record this real quick. He said, okay, and sent a record. And he's like, oh my God, what are you doing? I was like, listen, it's going to work. And after that, I made like a t-shirt that said, hide your watermelons. On the back, it says Quadzilla's coming, and it has a little watermelon on the front.
Yeah, I was supposed to get a shirt.
Yes, I need to run. I'm going to run that back.
Run it back one time. Oh my goodness. Yo, for real, you should do that though. Live stream, we can do like a giveaway or something. I won't in on it if you do it again.
Oh yeah,
we should make something happen from it. Some type of stream. I just feel like people will be like, "Nah, she can't do that." Be like, "No, she can." How much you let's put some money down and we'll go to a charity or something. I feel like that will blow up. I just thought about this because you said the furthest you ever been is Alabama. So have you ever seen snow with your actual eyes?
No, I never have. I've never seen snow ever.
Wow. T-Gainz, we gotta get you out of Florida. We gotta get you out of Florida. Oh my goodness. Guys, please contact me. Let's get T-Gainz out of Florida. I mean, she's a great talent also. She got 2 belts. You never know what could happen out here. Now, just looking at the wrestling scene right now, and some people know you know, Quadzilla. I've been hearing some people talk about it, especially in the South where you're at. Are there any wrestlers you've been looking at that you would like to face? I don't mention the guy that you always mention, unless the match has. If it's not going to happen, T-Gainz, we can't keep telling the people this match. Come on. But, do you have some people that you want to face out here?
Yeah, honestly, and I've seen her. I almost had the opportunity to, but different booking stuff and schedules didn't work out. But Lindsay, I would love to work with her. I've seen Lindsay Snow,
the American Kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you're? I mean, well, you want to work? I mean, you gotta be ready for it. Then, okay, go ahead.
Listen, I want to be thrown into the big pond at this point.
Okay.
Which, I mean, nothing wrong with anything of the scene. It's just I've loved this year. It's been a good year of growth, but I'm wanting to really expand and grow my scope because it's like how good, can you be either working either the same as you or below you? And that's nothing on anybody. That's just I want to get better. And I know that comes with changing up your environment, changing the scenes. And so that's what I'm most excited for in 2023 is to really expand out there.
Did you have anybody else besides Lindsay Snow?
She's a big one. Another name that bounced around, which I think you know, are Savannah Evans.
I know Savannah. You trying to get a match with Savannah?
Listen, I know that with Fighting Evolution Wrestling, we were part of a show, but it was like a gauntlet thing. We never got to work specifically together.
Yes. Okay. I remember that show.
Me and Red Velvet did. I would love to have, because the matches I did with her, which she was my first match, I was in a fatal 4-way with her and Rebel and Kaylee. That was my first match. And then at that show, we had some work, just like some ring time together, but I'd love to have like an actual singles match with Red. Obviously she's fantastic.
She said Savannah. So now wait. I remember it was the 10-woman gauntlet match. Y'all didn't get to work. I think you were supposed to be in a different match that day, but they changed it. But you trying to tangle up with the cannibal Savannah Evans?
Mm-hmm.
T-Gainz, we might be able to make that happen. I'm just saying, but that's
Yeah, I think that day me and Renee Michelle was gonna have a singles match, and then it was changed. Which she's another one that I would want to work with.
You know, Yeah, I took a picture with you. I remember I took a picture with y'all because I was like the match Gary happened. I was in the middle and everything, and Renee done changed her character now. She out here with a whip and everything called the Mistress. Okay, so we got Renee, Savannah, Lindsay, Snow, and you said Red Velvet.
Mhm.
That's a hell of a list. If somebody wanted to book you, if someone wanted to book you, how would they get in touch with you to book you?
This is my Instagram. It's at T_Gainz. That's where I post. That's the good way to get in contact with me. If not, I am on Facebook, and I actually do have a website that's up and going now. Why'd you give me that look? Listen, I put a lot of work into it, and on there, it has my highlight reels. I've really dug into getting my YouTube stuff, things uploaded, because I want to always have things out there for people that are looking for me. So on that website, it has the links to my YouTube, which has promos, different highlight reels, all things T-Gainz. And so there's also an email that's attached to that. So Instagram, Facebook, through my website. I like to have many different outlets or platforms for anyone to get in contact with me.
Ooh, found it.
Then
Wrong picture.
yes.
Yeah, we was out there at the Few event. Oh, that was Jinx. That wasn't even my picture. I guess I had one. I hope I did. Let's see. Do you see yourself venturing out of Florida in this coming year? You said so?
Yes, and I know a big, which this is more different personal. I know that for me, for my transportation, I was in a 2000 Lincoln that was my grandmother's. Um, I had a different like driving situation. So listen, I was taking this thing all around. It had never been driven like that before. It's used to staying right here in Brooker. So I'm hopping in this thing, driving to Alabama, driving hours each and every single weekend. And I was putting a hurting on that thing. But through this, because I also nanny, I substitute teach, and I wrestle. So I was literally, I feel like, was in such a grind mode this year. And literally just last week, I was able to actually buy me my first vehicle. And literally, I'm like, I'm ready to take this thing on the road. I have something nice, safe. I'm like ready to pack this sucker up and then just go.
She said she's ready to travel, people. She will also take flights though, because she can't drive that far, but she also will take flight. You driving a 2000 Lincoln, like, come on now, you can't be driving no 2000 Lincoln like that.
I know.
Man, what's going on? So I've been asked some questions, T-Gainz. You've been in the ring now, say about 2 years, two and a half, 2 years. Do you remember the first person who this is an offensive question. Do you remember the first time you got your ass busted in the ring?
Oh gosh. I know there was 2 incidents. Funny through all of this, I've only had 1 concussion, which was the worst feeling I've ever had. Just like a whiplash, had my ankles swept and my head whipped back. And I remember going back to the locker room. I just know I had the worst headache ever. And I was never felt that before. And a group of us went out to eat. And I'm sitting at the dinner table, started crying. And everything was just pulsing. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I know they say not to fall asleep. Well, we all get in the car and I just got still. And from Miami to Orlando, I was completely asleep, woke up. And I still wasn't like 100%, but I was like, I'm ready to be in my bed. So I hopped in my car and then drove the rest of the way from Orlando back to Brooker home. But that's the only concussion I've ever had. Other than that, I know Masha Slamovich. I wrestled her in Miami and I took a big boot, and I'll find the picture of it, but I'm so pale as it is, anything shows up. And literally all this in my chin was from all the blood rising to the surface. It was all red from here. And it's funny because you could still see like the sole of her shoe on my shoulder.
When was this?
That was, I was probably back in 2021. That was with Magic City Wrestling Federation.
Oh, totally forgot about them. Okay. Okay. See if I can find anything of this real quick. Nope. I'll find it though. I'll find it. That's fine.
I'll send you the picture of it because I still have it.
Oh yeah, send me that. I want to see. I want to see that. T-Gainz, let me ask you this. Outside of wrestling, because you know it's the winter time and everything. What do you do to relax yourself? You know, being out there on the farm.
Well, for one thing, like the scenery, of course, is beautiful. We have, of course, creeks and ponds. And so there's a pond that my granny used to take me to all the time when I was a kid. And so I'm actually wanting to build like my future home right beside that in the future. So honestly, just getting in the truck and riding around or taking my little cousins out and going to that area, fishing. We go out and have bonfires. It's funny, the last 2 nights we've went out and just had bonfires and just sat and listened to music, and that's what's like therapy to me. I know that for me, I couldn't live in the city. It's just not my style, or like neighborhoods with like houses all right next to each other. Like that's other people's style and that's fine. But I know for me, just like turning, like I don't have to worry about no neighbors telling to keep the music down. We can just hang out there, do whatever, and it's just such a peaceful environment. So honestly, just sitting outside, we roast marshmallows, we camp outside, and it's just so peaceful.
So you're ready to travel, but you want to still live in the country.
Listen, that's always going to be home. I tell my people I'm going to go out, like this is my time, because I mean, realistically, I mean, being like a woman, I know that I'm going to want to have kids and stuff like that and everything. And I know I do right before my 30s. So in my mind, it's like I have this window for this dream and I'm going to write it out wherever it takes me to, do my traveling, see the world and stuff like that. And then this will always be my home that I come back to.
She'll always be back. She'll never leave it. T-Gainz, how important is, I've been asked this question to people, but how important is storytelling to you in wrestling?
Honestly, it is everything. It is everything. And I talked about that to the point, I was just talking about this the other day with someone about how people buy into characters. Like you can do all the cool moves and the flips and different stuff like that, but people buy into a story. They buy into a character. They buy into someone overcoming adversity, or they buy into seeing the people that they do love being an underdog and watching their rising up, watching their downfalls. Like they buy into the story you tell. So I'm really big on like the wrestling psychology, things making sense, the storytelling, and something through training that we was always told is like everything has to make sense. There has to be a purpose behind everything that you do. And so I put a big thing on storytelling.
What's the purpose behind your wrestling?
The purpose behind my wrestling?
Has to be a purpose with everything you do. So, you know, just when you in the ring, what's the purpose? What you're trying to get across?
Getting deep with it. I would say my biggest thing is the first thing that I look at as kids every single time I get in a ring. And I remember being the kid on the other side of the barricade. And when I would look at the people in it, I would look at their confidence, how strong they look. I would look at the fight they put up, what it took to get whatever win that it was that they got. And I would feed off of that, because I know for me as a kid, I was burdened with insecurities, with doubts, a bad self-image of myself. And so every time I go out into the ring, I want to show the kids to be confident, show them a fight, and then do whatever I can in that ring to pull out some kind of emotion into them.
Okay. If you could show up in one company right now, this kayfabe, whatever, what company would that be?
Like any
Any
past
company,
opportunity.
anywhere.
Plus, in 2023, I'm looking at this to be my breakout into AEW year. Like, so many people ask me all the time, when are you going to be on AEW Dark? When are you going to do this or that? And this is something that I've told like a lot of people and a lot of different of my wrestling fans as we like sit down and we talk about where on my journey I've reached this point. They're like, I've reached this point. And sometimes I feel like even as athletes, we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others too much and letting that get us disappointed. Because I've had people come up to me and be like, hey, I saw such and such was on Dark and you're not. How does that make you feel? And it's like, we're all on different paths and journeys, but that really has been like my goal and mission. Of course, any big company that reaches out to me, I'm going to be blessed to be a part of. But my eyes have been on breaking into AEW for a good bit, and that's what my eyes are set upon, is to keep working, keep grinding, keep the spotlight on me, and have this showcasing and then get up to that level.
See, I didn't want to bring that up, but I be thinking in my head like, yo, when T-Gainz gonna get a dark appearance? Like, she should be on here or something. Like, more people should see her. But when she gonna show up? Have you? I don't know if I can ask that. You did any tryouts?
I haven't.
You need to do some tryouts, T-Gainz. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing some of the people that got over there, and I mean, you in a tryout. We know how you work. I'm just saying you might want to look at a tryout. I'm just saying.
You're gonna be one of the first people I text. Turn your TV on.
A lot of people do that, and I get so hyped so I can post it. I'm like, okay, it's live, or I find out before they do it, so when it does air, I can post it up. So, that's a great thing out here. I'm definitely waiting on it because I've been telling people like, yo, you're gonna see her Quadzilla out here in these streets.
Even earlier today, I was telling my friend how I was gonna be on here. And I was telling him about We Love Wrestling, and I was like, listen, like my very first place I ever worked for is when like I met you guys. And I remember the conversations that we had that day and the things that you guys had told me about like my future and stuff like that. So even getting this episode, me here now, means a lot to me because, like I said, from the very beginning, I had met you. That was my very first place I ever worked at, very first match at that spot. So I'm super happy. I don't know. I just want to throw that in here, just how things coming full circle and stuff like that.
1 second. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to be like this.
I'm sorry. I'm a deep person. Listen, that meant a lot to me because I was a scared, timid. Like, I do get my feelings now, but I just remember that night being kind of scared and timid, still fighting things in my mind. The words and stuff that you guys were giving me are one of those moments that I just keep in my mind.
Yeah, because I mean, we was there. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not from the area, so we watching and everything. And a few matches went by, and then it was like we thought it was over with. And then you went in there and did the thing. I was like, she just started. I'm okay. She got something. She really got something. And, after like you said, I won't tell them what we said, but we had a moment there and everything. And I meant all them words that I said, and we still waiting on it. So, just happy to see it. You family, T-Gainz, period. We'll talk so we can get you a shirt, one of the new shirts. Not. We'll get you an OG black one, and we'll get you one of the new shirts too, because you should already have one. But yeah, you family with us. Like, I think we did your first podcast, so anybody we do their first podcast, we got to pay attention to it. Here, like if you need it, for real, if you need anything, you have the right to hit us in our inbox. Be like, hey, can you post about this for me, please? I'm trying to get people to pay attention to it. We gonna do it because you one of them people, Well, this will determine a lot right here too, T-Gainz. I'm trying to pad my numbers, but I'm going to see what you're gonna do to it. The Rocker Stone Coat.
It's so difficult. Ah,
We've asked her this question like 2 times before.
I know, and I go back and forth because I love them both. You know what? I'm feeling the rock.
I told you, people, we are climbing. You know what I'm saying? It's still Stone Cold 4, The Rock 3, but we are climbing. Like I said, T-Gainz, if you need anything, you let us know. That just made me happy because we get up here with these numbers. I think she did that just to make me happy, but who cares? We taking the win. There's no right or wrong answer, people. I just love to see where people heads in. Like my answer changed day to day. I'll be like, I'm feeling Stone Cold 316. Nope. I'm smelling what he cooking today. You know what I'm saying? So it's a back and forth. That's beautiful. But man, she really threw me off with what she said there because I thought it was the first place she worked at and everything, and seeing the first match, I was right there. I got it recorded on my phone too. You know what I'm saying? The picture we took, we using the white tee, you know, we flexing and everything, you know, big time. I remember these moments, you know what I'm saying? When I see you on the TV screen here in 2023, I'm gonna be like, there she is. There she is. That spam. Y'all paying attention? You gotta get T-Gainz out here. More people gotta talk about you. Gotta get her out of Florida, people. You never seen snow before. Get her to some snow. Chicago.
I want to make a snow angel, a Quadzilla snow angel.
Quadzilla snow angel. T-Gainz. Last question I'm gonna ask. Well, last 2 questions. What's one thing that no matter what can make you happy when you're feeling down?
Gosh. Honestly, one big thing that really pulls me out of any kind of mood is music. And that stuck out to me because I got my Spotify wrap up and it was like 20-something thousand minutes spent. So music is a big thing because it plays into my relationships with my friends, family, my wrestling. I always love using music to help guide me if I'm ever feeling confused about something, if I'm ever feeling anxious, especially when I'm happy listening to it. Before matches, I have certain songs that I always listen to. Eminem is number 1 for a reason. Eminem is my go-to hype, getting ready for a match go-to.
What Eminem song?
Oh gosh, all of them, but I would say the amount of times that me and my dad have listened to Lose Yourself is astronomical. Literally, he tells me that's his song for me all the time.
Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
So you be in the car like, Dad, put that Eminem on?
Oh, yeah. I don't have to ask. It's a go-to.
That's on my regular Instagram. If anybody finds it, it's a video on there. And that just cracks me up every time I hear it. But yeah, Eminem does get you hype. Lose Yourself is one of those songs, though. Let's see. What else on your play? Who's the top on your playlist? Eminem?
Yeah, it's so funny because it's actually super scattered. And I posted it on my story, and so many people have swiped up and was like, that's such a weird collection because it was Eminem was number 1, of course. Let me see, I have it right. Okay, yeah, so it was Eminem was number 1, Elvis Presley was number 2, Morgan Wallen was number 3, Co Wetzel was number 4, and my last one was Lin-Manuel Miranda because I loved the Broadway show Hamilton, and so. But yeah, it's so funny because mine is Eminem. I love old music, so Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Frank Sinatra, all that stuff.
What a list. Yo, okay. Old soul in a young body. Okay. Yeah, I don't think people, when they see this, will realize how freaking young and talented you are also. We're not gonna put her age out there, but she is young and talented. And the people that you see every day out here, put them up against T-Gainz. Let her show you what she can do. What's the one thing that's totally legal that you are addicted to?
Totally legal. Let's see. It's so funny. The first thing that popped in my head is because I live on the farm. I was about to say sweet tea. It's because I'm like, listen, my family, like a gallon a day, we would put down a thing of sweet tea.
Do y'all make your own sweet tea?
Mm-hmm.
Next time I'm going to show you that, bring some sweet tea. We gonna link up. I got to find out. Oh, we got how you put yourself over before I get up out of here. It's the big gains. This is T-Gainz. This is the put yourself over moment. This is where you let them know your social media, ways they can support you. Tell them about the stickers, ways to get T-shirts, your social media links and everything. We just want you to put yourself over.
Yes, all my socials super easy to find. My Instagram is just T_Gainz. My Facebook as well. You just type in T-Gainz and I'll pop up. And right in the bio on there, you'll see my official website where you can see my upcoming events, photo galleries. You can see the merch that I have, my highlight reels from matches on my YouTube. And you can email me. My DMs and that email is open for booking inquiries. And also, just as a heads up, new merch is now in. I do have stickers. I have 2 new t-shirts. I have kids t-shirts on the way. All new tumbler cups, and something that is coming soon is specialized Quadzilla Quad Squad starter pack cups. They're super cute, awesome for the kids. They're going to love them. It's super packed with so many different Quadzilla things inside of them. I love having this merchandise, and I love how you guys support me in purchasing it. It helps me out a ton to keep me on the road, keep me entertaining you guys, and help keep this dream of mine alive that you guys feed into and support. So go on my socials, give it a like, share it with your friends. I love you guys. There's not a whole lot that I can say except for I'm so grateful for every like, follow, share that you guys give me.
Ooh. Did you say you have starter pack cups?
Yes, they're little camo cups. They actually change color. And they're going to have a camo bandana. They're going to have pictures, stickers, a little keychain inside for the kids. I just got all the materials in for it, and I'm going to start selling those for the kiddos. But I'm really excited for it. They're so cute.
Any last things before we get out? We can go out of here, you know?
I was honestly super excited because when I first got on here, I was like, man, it's been a hot minute. And I could just tell by the promo pictures used for the last time and just how much just looked like a little baby. When I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, and just the time and stuff that has grown. And so I was super happy to be on here, and I'm excited to always come back. And
you got an open door policy with you.
Mm-hmm.
T-Gainz is where the people will be like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? She'd be like, yup, let me get my time together. I got you. I'd be like, oh, man. When she be on AEW Dark and all that, you know what I'm saying? Even though we might not find out till the week of, we going to hit her. We going to get a couple words from her, everything. We going to be on it. Watch. 2023, T-Gainz on AEW Dark. We putting it in the atmosphere.
Yes, I'm hitting your lineup.
We need it out there in the atmosphere, people. T-Gainz, thank you for this time. I'm Trey D, and like I always say, if I love T-Gainz and you love T-Gainz, then we love T-Gainz. But the regular outro is if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's too street for the culture. Ooh.
Tell me when I got
Wrestling and you love wrestling, then we.
You're not here, you missing out. Is this show?